From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
There's construction all around Bozeman, but now affordable housing is being renovated. Coming up.
2,000-pound bison skull now on display in Montana. What? Coming up, we'll show you where the massive piece of art is making its home.
All right, making more sense now.
Head. Yeah, no, that a little hard one to describe. Hi, folks. Happy Monday, 6:30. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here, and a 2,000-pound bison skull.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that story. That'll be fun.
Big head.
Yeah.
I was talking about the skull.
Okay.
I wasn't talking about it.
Temperatures this morning holding into the 30s, 32 degrees. I'm going to let you just dig your own hole. I don't have to do that. Pleasant condition. Man, that is a beautiful sight this morning. Looking off the MSU campus, our temperatures across most of the area holding into the low 30s and 40s. I don't know that we're ever going to get to the forecast.
What is that in the sky there?
That's the moon.
Wow.
It's the moon. Yeah, planner calling for daytime highs into the 80s, or very close to that for most of the area. I don't think we're dealing with a lot of wind, but we do have some windy conditions. Talk about the big changes in store coming up in just a few minutes.
Didn't on this little tiny monitor,
it
doesn't look like. I don't know, what is that spot?
I had the privilege of being able to see it a little.
No, yeah, I looked at our better monitor. Thank you. 6:31, our top story this half hour. Bozeman police say officers arrested a man Saturday night who allegedly threatened several people with a gun. Officers say they were approached by a group of people who said the man pulled a gun and was threatening them. According to a post on the department's Facebook page, officers quickly located the man in a nearby bar. He was found to be in possession of a firearm. Officers arrested the man for assault with a weapon, booked him into the Gallatin County Detention Center. Well, in Bozeman, HRDC trying to meet local affordable housing needs. HRDC manages some 14 properties in the Bozeman area for those who are experiencing or at risk of homelessness. About 85% of HRDC residents are from Montana, some of which were born and raised in Bozeman. TN's Jane McDonald toured one of these buildings while it's being renovated.
When you're walking down the street, it feels like there's more construction everywhere you turn. But does that construction meet the increasing demand of affordable housing?
So we saw 5 years of housing activity happen in a matter of months. This situation is so unprecedented. I think we didn't expect the housing market to escalate as rapidly as it did once the shelter in place was lifted.
Now, luxury condos, expensive flats, and high rent are not Bozeman specific issues. You can find it throughout the state and nation, but a big issue, Montanans no longer being able to live in the city they grew up in.
You see a lot of street camping, which you didn't see in the past in Bozeman. It doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It's just now with all the development and building, it's pushing people out of their spots that they were, and it's becoming more prevalent and visible.
We have seen massive increases in requests for assistance. Our seasonal warming shelter last year saw about twice as many people as we would normally see in a given year.
And at the moment, the HRDC is busy remodeling some of their affordable apartment buildings.
This building in particular was built in the early 70s and had not been renovated since. So a lot of the apartments had that wonderful 70s shag carpet. They got brand new appliances, all new faucet, sink, flooring, everything.
Residents were moved to the HRDC hotel. Some buildings will be ready in the coming months, others in the springtime. And they are continuing to work toward acquiring affordable housing for their ever-growing wait list.
We're always looking to grow, and the more affordable housing we can find in Bozeman, or the more partnerships we can have that allows affordable housing and workforce housing into our community, is wonderful.
Now, this is only one of the 14 affordable properties that the HRDC manages, with the hope of continuing to grow to meet the ever-growing demand. In Bozeman, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
All right, thank you, Jane. 6:34 now. During the pandemic, the switch to virtual learning caused a setback in schools across the country. Studies estimated Black and brown students fell behind 8 to 12 months. Compare that to white peers who lost up to 6 months learning outside the classroom. Michelle London traveled to one school district using a first-of-its-kind program to make sure no child is left behind.
Let's get loud and proud, y'all. Who are we?
A chant of unity and defying the odds. They've returned to the classroom after a rough year and a half of virtual learning.
It didn't look anything like my usual bus.
You'd never know reading is what 8-year-old Xavier Bennett Bryant has struggled with the most.
I thought I wasn't good, and I thought all my friends were better readers than me.
Just over a year ago, Xavier and many of her peers at Kip Bridge Academy were on the verge of falling behind.
When the pandemic hit, I believe that we were in the most sunken place when it came to education.
Lakeisha Young, a mother of 3, says the pandemic only exposed existing historic failures within the education system.
Acts 1 of
Before the pandemic, only 30% of the children in the Oakland School District were able to read at grade level.
This can't happen. We cannot allow this to be a moment of failure.
Young knew she would have to act fast, or students, especially those underserved in Black and brown communities, would not pass. In March of 2020, she created a parent advocacy organization called the Oakland Reach.
It really tells you what's possible when people believe that kids can learn.
You want to read it to me?
The program has a special hub outside of normal school hours. Here, its licensed teachers are paired with young participants, helping them in the areas they struggle in the most.
I'll be where I want to be.
In this virtual session, these 2 students are improving their vocabulary.
Yes.
But in many cases, the Oakland Reach is providing more than just academic assistance. The group helped families address technology challenges, from broken school computers to not having internet access. The group also raises money for parents in need.
To pay for rent, pay for the cell phone bill, get groceries, whatever they needed to do to sustain.
The program's model has gained a national spotlight, catching the eyes of educators around the country because of how well it's working.
In the first 5 weeks of our hub, 60% of our kids went up 2 or more reading levels on the district-wide assessment, and 30% went up 3 or more.
One day,
She's already seeing signs of big progress in more than 500 participants. And the Oakland School District agrees. After months in the program, Xavier is finally seeing her own hard work paying off.
it really helped me with my reading because I went up to 3 levels. I will be pleased to see.
In Oakland, California, I'm Michelle London reporting.
Now, Michelle tells us the Oakland Reach has been implemented in 6 Oakland schools. More than 500 students are expected to join this fall. Very cool. Back here at home, one high school now temporarily has a massive piece of art thanks to a Montana artist. Bison skull sculpture is on display outside C.M. Russell High School in Great Falls. It's made up of more than 300 pieces, weighs more than 2,000 pounds. Sioux artist Benji Daniels from Billings made the sculpture, offered to let the high school display it for the school year.
Because we are the rustlers, and it's just suitable for us to have this. He was really excited about the students being able to interact with it. And I've taught them about bronzing and how that process works.
I think that's awesome. I think Charlie Russell would like that too. Several teachers now discussing raising money to buy the sculpture so it can be there permanently. That is super cool. It is now 6:38. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more than 100 researchers and scientists are working to develop better predictions for the future of COVID in the United States. After the break, learn what they're saying about the pandemic winding down. But first, let's check in with Tony DeCopel to see what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS Mornings.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS Mornings, we're in Southern California, where one of the largest oil spills in the area's recent history is threatening wildlife and closing beaches. We'll show you how crews are scrambling to contain the danger. Also, hear from a Facebook whistleblower who has accused the company of lying about how it handles misinformation on the social network. And first on CBS Mornings, rock star Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters and Nirvana shares stories from his life on the road and his relationship with Kurt Cobain. All that and more coming up at 7.